Hello. If this video found you, then it may very well be your sign to spend more time alone with your thoughts. Yes. Now, I actually wanted to start this conversation with you by sharing some lyrics from a song that I really like. It's a drum and bass song by Chris Lorenzo and Bru-C called Introspective. I'm going to share the lyrics of the chorus with you because they're very beautiful and I think there's a lot of truth in them. It goes like this. Make time for yourself, unwind for yourself. Nobody can give you what you'll find in yourself. Keep reminding yourself that you're nice by yourself. You must love yourself to be loved by someone else. You got to smile by yourself, run a mile by yourself, meditate, walk in the countryside by yourself, stand tall by yourself, rise and fall by yourself. You are born alone and you will die all by yourself. Very powerful. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you about spending time in solitude is because over the last year, there have been a few significant events in my life, both in family and personal relationships and with work, which have really rocked me and have really encouraged me to spend more time in solitude. I think in the past I would have resorted to pretty unproductive habits and vices and destructive behaviors to cope. But what's different this time around is a desire to be alone. And it's been such a gift and such a blessing. And I'm sharing this with you because it's in solitude where you get an opportunity to downregulate your nervous system in a really healthy, peaceful, calm way that only you know best. Why is that important? Because it's when you have a downregulated nervous system, when you're in a parasympathetic activation of your nervous system, when you're feeling at peace and calm, which is where ideas and intuition and clarity will come to you. It's when you become available to the thoughts and ideas that are going to propel you forward into the next chapter of your life, into really supporting you into the next phase of your evolution. The thing is, when we're distracted by our phones, when I've been distracted by my phone and by social media and going out a lot and constantly being bombarded by different energies and different people and different opinions and different perspectives and, not having any time for myself, I've always felt so stressed. I've always felt so worn out. I've always felt so run down. Can you relate? I don't know whether this is just like an introspective kind of thing, or maybe it's just a result of being perhaps, I guess I would refer to myself as an ambivert. So I guess I can kind of oscillate between introversion and extroversion. But I've noticed that I get my best ideas and my best rest and recovery when I'm in solitude. I don't really get an opportunity to tap into high levels of creativity and intelligence and intuition. It's only very rarely that I get to do that when I'm around certain people, very selective group of people. But for the most part, it's when I'm alone. It's when I'm, engaging in productive self-care habits, and I'm giving myself really the space and the time and the energy to process everything that's going around me. So this is really a call for you to just reflect on if you're perhaps going through a similar situation as I was have been over the last year, where certain structures and systems and things in life seem to be perhaps crumbling or perhaps going through transformation, and it feels like it's all happening at once. And you might be someone like myself who in the past would have gone out to try and distract yourself with drugs, alcohol, substances, shopping, gambling, spending. We all have our vices, right? But you want to approach things a little differently this time around. I would really encourage you to spend time alone. What does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean just staring at a wall and doing nothing, although it could be. For me, it's journaling. For me, it's, establishing and strengthening a connection with a higher power of my own understanding. You don't have to be religious to be able to, have faith and have a relationship with a higher power. It's meditation, it's swimming, it's exercise, it's sleeping, it's taking myself out on a walk, it's taking myself out on a date, right? And just think about it for yourself. Like, when was the last time that you took yourself out on a date, on a solo date, on a trip to the park, to read or to just be alone with your thoughts? We are really living in an age which is constantly demanding and vying for our attention, whether it is people, but for the most part, platforms, right? And social media platforms. So I think using this video as a real reminder and an encouragement to tune out the distractions and the illusions of the outside world and to go within could very well be the thing that you need to be able to have a bit more clarity over your situation and what to do next. I know that over the last year, as I've spent more and more time alone with my thoughts and, processing emotions and doing things that make me feel good, I've gotten such a greater level of clarity over what I need to do next, or what feels right, I should say, what feels right to do next in my life, in my relationships, in my work, in my career, in my business. And it's such a gift, it's such a blessing. So, I'll leave that with you. I also, encourage you to check out this awesome song. I don't know if you're into drum and bass, but if you are, if you aren't, I think, you might find the lyrics pretty touching and powerful. The song is called Introspective by Chris Lorenzo and Bru-C. And let's leave it there. Thank you so much, as always, just for being along, joining me along this path together, as I share just what's coming up for me and hopefully, sharing some stuff that is helpful for you. If this was helpful for you, please give me a like. Please subscribe if you haven't. Drop me a comment, if you notice that you're going through a tough time as well at the moment, and you're feeling called to spend time in solitude. Let me know, how are you going to spend it? What do you feel is going to be supportive for you as you go into some solitude and process whatever you need to process. And if you know someone who might be going through a transformation or this kind of phase in their own life, and they want to approach things a little differently, and they're considering spending some time alone and just processing what they need to do to kind of move through these challenges and these obstacles with more grace and more ease and more self-compassion, please send this to them. Please share this around. I think this is a message that really would benefit a lot of people, since the majority of us don't really spend time alone. The majority of us, at least the people that I work with, often have a hard time spending time alone, saying no to other people as well, so that they can spend time alone. So if you or someone who perhaps struggles with setting boundaries and being able to just honor your own time and space, please get around this video, engage and share it around, and have a really beautiful day. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.